a hint.
Yo, this shit OP.
Yo, what is going on? This is Unbounded. Welcome again. I am your host, as always, Mr. The Truth Teller. And I got the guns out today, even though I ain't got no muscles, y'all. I ain't got no kind of
You also have the hair out today.
Yeah, I got the hair out. Got to get that done.
No. The underarm hair, bro. That thing was growing.
Oh, shoot. I need to take care of that. Doggone allergies. What's going on, Isaac?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. Looking forward to this
guys,
UFC
looks
fight.
like the ghost of Isaac is no longer here. He's the real Isaac now.
Yeah. Somehow I avoided death when that announcement of Minoru Suzuki versus Bryan Danielson came up.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah. Although when the match happens, I probably will die and miss the whole match. So should probably be on standby.
Well, yeah, that's going to be happening on Friday.
Yeah.
I will be watching later.
Not only that, but Lee Moriarty versus Bobby Fish. Like,
I can already guarantee you that I probably would not be home to watch either SmackDown or AEW.
Where are you going to be?
I'm probably going to be going to the Nansman Homecoming game.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh wow. Hey, look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, our look who's returned. Look who's back. Guess who's back? Back again. Isaiah's back. Tell a friend.
Back again. Sorry, guys. I was out here running around a little bit, man. Just, pulling up on the family. Had to go see my godson.
That's what's
try
up.
and get this generational wealth situated. You know what I mean?
I heard that.
I dig it. I can dig it.
So yeah, man. That was good to see you guys.
Allergies in check.
Yeah, good to see you too. How you been? So let me before we get into anything really heavy, how's the school year going for you so far?
Yeah, so I was just talking about that. I am not vaccinated, right? So me being unvaccinated right now means that anytime somebody tests positive in my classroom or nearby me, I end up having to go home and quarantine. So it don't matter whether or not I'm sick, whether or not it was actually close. So I've had to go home twice now. Both times it was about 3 days and I ended up having to stay home. And as a teacher, if you have a substitute and you're not actually there, your kids aren't doing whatever it is you wanted them to do. So I've already missed essentially a week of school, and it's week 6. So that means that my kids are a week behind wherever I actually wanted to be. And it's a whole lot, man. This COVID situation and the worker shortage that's all over the place got us kind of busted down right now in the school system, man. So it's a shortage of teachers, it's a shortage of bus drivers, it's a shortage of basically everything.
Anything in the public school system, we got jobs.
So yes, we do. And if you come and apply, tell them I sent you. I'll get $1,000 bonus.
Noted. So one of the things I saw earlier, I can't remember her name, but there's this woman in Virginia. She went to those council meetings that are all of a sudden super popular now that now that we're in the middle of a pandemic. Because
right.
I mean, I feel. Am I correct in saying that no parents gave any care about council meetings or school board meetings more than they do now? Is that fair to say?
Some people did, but yeah, right now I definitely feel like you're going to see a whole lot more people in there than you would have a year before or whatever else. People always show up when something extra is going on. Like we had, there was a moment the city council had defunded the public schools by like $3 million here in Portsmouth a couple of years ago, and everybody came out to that city council meeting when they were talking about the budget and whether or not they were going to give us that money back. That meeting was packed out. But the meeting the week before, when they weren't talking about it, there's nowhere near as many people. So right now, man, I don't know. COVID just got stuff going crazy, dog, and it is still here. So yeah.
But think about this particular. No, you're fine. The particular thing about this particular council meeting was a woman from Florida claimed that she came to Virginia and claimed that declared a mass exodus of public schools from the public school system for two reasons. One was mass mandates, and the other was because of the potential teaching of critical race theory.
Hey, I have so many issues with white people in CRT right now, but I'll save that for a little bit later.
Wait, what?
I said I have a lot of issues with white people and CRT, critical race theory. They never cared about what this was before, but now that people are out here and we actually going in on the truth of what happened, CRT is the devil and we need to ban this in schools. But they'll talk about slave masters in a friendly light. I got no time for this.
Oh yeah. Okay. Here. Here it is. So it says, Florida mom gets standing ovation in Virginia after calling for mass exodus from public schools. She said,
exodus.
She said, by the way, fun fact. This is a black woman, by the way.
What?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
This is
her name.
I'm not surprised.
Her name is Keisha King. Quuisha.
Oh, I know her.
No,
I know that. Yo, I actually listened to her one time. She was on Jeff on the right on YouTube. I was like, this is interesting, and I actually listened to some of her stuff.
Wow.
I don't know how to agree with her, but mass exodus, especially the mass exodus from the public schools. Where are these people going?
She said she called for a mass exodus from the public school system, arguing that school officials left parents with no other choice for fighting left-wing ideas. Her comments came during the Family Research Council's. This was like a week ago. She says, I really think at this point the only thing we have to do, the only thing to do is have a mass exodus from the public school system. She said in response, she received prolonged applause in Leesburg, Virginia.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, where the heck is Leesburg?
I'll save you a step. It's out in the boonies. It's out in the western part. It's kind of sort of middle of nowhere.
Okay. Because I'm about to say it's definitely not in Portsmouth and Suffolk. So
it's not over here, man. You got to go far away from that.
She also said with this FBI thing, because the DOJ was I think it said like the DOJ directed the FBI to investigate violence at school board meetings because that's all of us all of a sudden that's a thing. She said, with this FBI thing, it just made me realize what else are we supposed to do? Standing up to these people doesn't seem to matter. I mean, we have, all of us, we've been to these school board meetings. We've been voicing our opinions. We've been writing articles. We're emailing teachers. We're doing all that stuff. And they don't care. I'm like, the only thing left to do is just peace out. She added, it has to be us doing it together in order to really send the message that you do not have the right to indoctrinate our children.
I have so many issues with that. With everything that she said. First off, why did her parents spell her name that way?
I wasn't going there.
Second, I'm gonna go there. Second,
logged in and shows violence.
Walked in and chose violence.
I was gonna say, let's say you have a mass exodus. When I first read this article, I was like, all right, I'm gonna humor you. Let's say you do have the mass exodus.
Where are you going?
First of all, What
Where-
are you
where
going to
going?
quit your job to homeschool your kids? First question. Second question. What if your kids like don't want to be pulled out of school? Are you going to fight your kids? Is that the kingdom? You know what? We're not.
I mean, I would have this question
This man got
for
a
the
keyblade,
ones
bro.
that can't. Hey,
Sorry, I'm a teacher. It's homecoming, and it's homecoming week, and today was character day. So I wore the Kingdom Hearts shirt and came to school with the Keyblade. Even found the crown to wear. You know, give them the whole final mix vibe.
it's okay.
I
I
dig
went
it.
to school with Arthur today, so
Everybody doing the same
yesterday
for
was
your
superhero day, and I was
Okay.
Banana Man.
You were who?
I was Banana Man. So
I got no
I had
clue.
a banana suit from last year, and I went to Party City. Effing up a black kid, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just do this foolishness here. Go get some long knee-high socks and throw it over my jeans, and I'm Banana Man. And
Side
so
note.
all day today at work, I had kids. Where's Banana Man? Where's Banana Man? I'm like, he's gone now.
Here, side note, Isaiah, how do you feel about Sora being added to Smash Bros?
You already know how I feel. I was extremely ecstatic. I was sitting out here like, I need money. Take it now so I can go and get another Switch and get all these characters. Because I've been waiting on that, dog. To have Sora as a character in Kingdom Hearts. Me and my friends talked about. In Smash Bros. Me and my friends talked about this for some years, and now it's finally here. Oh. Yeah, I thought it was great news, man. You asking me, I thought it was great news.
Fantastic. But that was the first, like I said, that was the first question I had. Are you going to quit your job? If you pull your kids out of school because of left-wing ideals, are you going to quit your job to teach your kids full time? That was my first question. Second question, which I know they're not going to do that. We know they're not going to do that. Second question. Hang on. I had the second question right in the head and I lost it. Hang on. Second question.
I have a question.
How are you going to, because mind you, what did she say? One thing she said in there that stood out to me was about indoctrination of your kids. I was like, so if you're going to be teaching your kids, you know, what you think should be taught, is that not indoctrination?
It's a good question.
Here's the thing about indoctrination. The indoctrination is basically very subjective.
Yeah.
Certain things you don't want to be taught, and certain things. But then again, I don't know. Maybe I'm just that different person where I'm like, I want to know. You already know how I am, Isaac. So I'll listen to different takes from everybody because I want to know, why do you think that way?
Yes.
I'm with that.
I listen to a lot of conservative viewpoints. I listen to a bunch of liberal viewpoints. I listen to a bunch of anarchist viewpoints. If we're being honest, because I want to know why people think the way they think, and that maybe that might be the psychology major enemy.
Yes,
but that's just how I am.
So
then again, I understand we're dealing with kids here. And
right.
I always say the kids are very impressionable.
True. That's
and a
true,
lot of times you notice that kids can sometimes be reflections of
their parents
or who's raising them.
My thing about that, but for like, I couldn't imagine when I was asked those questions. I had to when you ask a question, for me personally, I know I like to answer them. So I tried to ask myself, like, take me now. Like, let's say I had a kid in school right now, in public school right now. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm a conservative, you know, I'm a conservative and I don't want my kids in public school. I have a good job that pays good, that supplies the needs of the house. Am I going to quit that job? Especially if it's a high paying job, like a government job. Am I going to quit my government job to stay home with my kids and teach them whatever and do whatever it takes to make sure and homeschool them to do whatever it takes to make sure they can graduate or move on to the next grade, whatever that requires.
I have a question to ask you, and this is why a lot of times these processes don't work.
Yeah. And me personally, I said, I don't think I could do that. But that's just me, you know, even trying to look at that shoes, like I'm saying, I find it hard to believe that, you know, most of them aren't working decent jobs that provide the lifestyles they're able to live. And I can't imagine them saying, you know what, I'm going to essentially throw all this away so I can, teach my kid, so I can,
I mean, what do you do for the
homeschool my
ones that
kids.
already cannot afford to take any different avenues?
I'm gonna
That's
tell you
all,
right now.
that's the other thing, you know.
And this is why I don't believe that these type of protests work in the first place. So it's a lot of hot air just being blown out by everybody. In all honesty,
Yeah.
Still, but
all right, so
serious
I got a
question
question.
though, like, have you had any issues with that though? Like, have you had parents like pulling up to a school like saying like, "What are you teaching my kids?" or whatever?
I teach physics, so no. But if I taught history like I initially intended to, I would definitely. I might not because I teach that, I teach in Portsmouth. Most of my students are black, so I probably really wouldn't have had a lot of issues if I was going to start going into some of this stuff, right? But right now, like you talking about what you're teaching your kids. I mean, I don't know,
You're in
dog.
middle school, right?
No, I'm in high school, so I haven't had any
Okay.
issues with parents at all this year. Last year, I had an issue with a parent. Dog, oh my God. So it was we were virtual at the time, right? So it wasn't nothing about mask and stuff. But this lady was saying that, we needed to be back in school and everything, and they had to find a way to work that out and this, that, and the third. We're looking at what that would have looked like now. But she was talking about that, and I was like, man, she was blaming us for a bunch of stuff, like blaming us for her daughter having depression and the kids having to be home and all of this. And I was just like, she snitched on herself, right? Long story short, this conversation made me realize that one, this lady needed a whole lot of help. Two, I am not cut out to be a principal. Like, not at all. Because part of that
I
I
can't
wanted
imagine.
to. Duh.
I can't
And they
imagine the
I
scrutiny they go through, bro. Because
so
even now, you're starting to see that we're still getting blamed for stuff because you see all the situations that have been going on. I'm not even going to talk about what happened in Chesapeake, but people are
I
blaming
need you.
people. You already know the blame game is going to be played for what happened in Chesapeake just
wait. What did
24 some hours
did I
ago.
miss something crazy?
We'll
I
talk about it
missed
off air.
something crazy.
We'll talk about it
All
off
right.
air.
Okay. Fair enough. It's been a lot going down in this area recently, dog. So like,
Yeah.
and then the fact that y'all people blaming us for this. For one, how your kids act is really more so on you. Second, at this point
That's
in
it.
the year, especially in Virginia, if you didn't want your kids going to school and having to wear masks, you should have signed them up for virtual Virginia because that was the option everybody had. Don't cost you nothing extra. Straight online. You don't got to worry about wearing no mask. So if you didn't want to comply with how they doing it now, they gave you another free option.
Or go to
So at this
Chesapeake.
point, you said, or go to Chesapeake. They not y'all don't gotta wear masks at Chesapeake.
When I show you what went down, you'll be able to tell.
Oh my God. So the way that they playing this over here in Portsmouth, they are not playing games. I'll tell you that. So anyway, we had certain things planned over at Churchland. We do stuff. We had it's called One Lunch, where the kids got a hour of free time to go get lunch, kick it, talk to their friends, go get tutoring, go to their club meetings, whatever. All of that will be happening in an hour. And we lost that joint because the first day of school, kids went outside to the senior courtyard, was in each other's face with their mask off, and central administration was down at our school, and they said, "Nah, y'all can't do this." So they took a lot of stuff away from us with the thought process, with the intention or the goal keeping us safe. So they're not playing games. They're not playing games. The nurse got rapid testing. If they say a teacher need to go get tested, like they're doing what they can to try to work it out for us. It's still crazy. You asked me how school was going. It's still real crazy because you can see some folks like they not really with the mask stuff. They're not really with wearing masks. Other people, they don't really have an issue with it. I got to remind a few kids every day, make sure they pull their mask up right.
I think that's just I think that's just a thing now. Where I was joking about it with some of my coworkers. I was like, because it's two things that I really have to say is the mask and then Crocs.
Bro,
Crocs, bro.
bro. Like,
Keep them joints in sports mode, bro.
Bro. It's everywhere, dog. It seems like that's all. I've seen more Crocs now, and
Those are the Those were our version of the DCs, bro.
I have
no, so
never.
that's actually what I was about to say. I see Crocs and DCs, like they are out here, like so. It's Crocs first. Overwhelmingly, it's Crocs, and then I see a bunch of kids wearing fresh whites, dog. The 21s, the DCs, like they are back, bro. They are back.
Wait. Is it so? You mean to tell me kids are resurrecting yet another trend that's always
they are wearing fresh white DCs.
The fresh whites, bro. Fresh whites. I had a girl in my class say something about how she wanted to fight a kid because he stopped ordering fresh whites. Oh my!
Right. It's so funny because kids out here really saw me. I don't want to crease my shoes.
I'm like, what year is
my face?
So, so pretty much the kids are resurrecting yet another trend that never left, but taking credit for it.
I don't think they're taking credit for it, thankfully.
Yeah, they're not.
Okay.
They just doing it though. They're not taking credit. They're just doing it. They picked up on it. They don't really know where stuff is at. The joint that gets me the most right now is like, and I guess some of us were doing it too when we were in school, good 10 years ago. But what I see a lot, aside from Crocs and then these fresh whites right now, are like music shirts or hoodies, and the kids wearing them don't know nothing about the band they got on or the group they got on. I had a black kid that had on an Outkast hoodie, and my man could not name the members of Outkast. He couldn't even say Three Stacks. He didn't even say Andre 3000. And I'm like, bro,
did he say a name at least?
Nothing. Not a song, not a name. I had to fry my man. I told my man, like, hey, bro, if I want a teacher, I'd have to jack you for your hoodie right now. You don't deserve to wear this. He was just like, I like the color. I don't care, man. You don't even know what it is. Kids be out there wearing Metallica.
I had a girl in one of my college classes. When I was in college, she said she had on a Metallica t-shirt. I said, "Oh, it was a black girl." I'm thinking, "Oh wow," which is you don't see that. I don't see a lot of black girls wearing rock band t-shirts, let alone a Metallica t-shirt. Yeah, and I saw that. I was like, "Oh, you like Metallica?" She said, "No, I just like the shirt." And I'm like,
"Dog, that joint right there makes me want to just start screaming fuel in her face, dog." Like. And that's the thing. I had kids wearing Metallica shirts. I'm like, bro, do you even know who that is? And I'm like, all right, you know what? I got you. And I go and put Metallica on in class. Like, I will play that with my smartboard.
What do you play for? I imagine you play the hits, though, right?
I play a lot of stuff. I play whatever. We're on air. Quite frankly, I probably should get in trouble for some of the music I've been playing in class because I'll never play the censored version of tracks. I don't play anything that's like extra crazy or nothing. Like if it's a slew of curse words, I'm probably not really playing that. But
so I imagine you're not playing any like 2000s Eminem in there.
No, I haven't done that yet. Nobody asked for that. I'd be really pushing the envelope going that route. But I mean, so like I do play a lot of stuff. I mean, I've been playing some common stuff, like some new stuff. I have played different Metallica tracks in the past, or different other rock bands. I got one kid right now that asked for Disturbed. I was like, yes, I'm here for this action. I'm here for this.
Nice. Hey, recommendation to play in your class. Now this is slight bias, but Run the Jewels.
Oh man, I appreciate that. They're not gonna know what's good, but they'll get with the beats and stuff.
Because lyrically they probably won't get it, but production wise,
lyrically they don't even get the stuff that they love. So introducing new lyrical music, clearly something gonna be missed.
Speaking of which, so. While we're on the topic of music, have you heard any new music recently that piqued your interest?
Oh man, not really like a whole new album or anything. It's some tracks that I've been listening to that's been holding me down, and I've been way more on the R&B wave lately on that. Like new R&B kind of been hitting, bro. It's a lot of really really cool stuff. I will say specifically, Lucky Day. Lucky Day been hitting for me, man. Like he's definitely one of my favorites out right now. And to that point, Lucky Day
Facts.
and Masego. Masego got some new stuff that's been really cold.
Oh,
They're on the track together. So Masego, Lucky Day, and I think it's Alex Wiley. Let me go look.
Pulling that up
It's
here.
called Good and Plenty. That joint, I done had that joint on repeat out here. Also, we were just talking about Outkast. My man Big Boy got on the track with Masego and JID. It's called Garden Party. That joint, the beat is crazy. Masego in the beginning, like that man's hilarious. She just started talking to me like, "Yeah, we about to have a garden party. Everybody come through. Ladies get in free, unless you're gonna be like, oh, you look back and you want to stop dancing. Like, oh, I want to dance with him. He ugly. Yes, he
No,
is.
Masego's
But that's
hilarious.
but that's my friend. That joint's funny, dog. My man. So yeah, Masego, that joint is hilarious. It starts out hilarious, but it's a really smooth track. Like, so it's some of that stuff I've been listening to.
Did you take
open my
time to
title.
listen to Donda? Mind you, I said, did you take time?
I tried. I made it like halfway through. I definitely heard the track with that great. I feel like I ain't missed too much, but I like the track that he had with Jay-Z, even though I heard that's not on there no more.
No. He is.
All right.
That I followed it the whole thing. Everything is still the same.
What?
Jay-Z is still on that one track, and Kid Cudi is still on the track Moon, I think it's called. He's still.
I like Off the Grid.
Off the Grid's a good song.
So you know what? I didn't hear the song with Cudi. I don't know if I heard this Off the Grid joint. I was listening to Donda. It just ain't do nothing for me for real, man. It ain't.
If you listen to anything, check that one out. Fabio snapped on it.
Yeah.
Which is something I don't say often.
Fabio Foreign.
I've seen the name.
So
Pop Smoke Boys.
Yo, so actually, when I first started listening to Donda, and he had that Donda chant going, I definitely skipped. I skipped the very first. I don't never skip the opening track when I'm listening to it. I skipped the opening track on my man album. Like,
he's saying that with Donda the whole time. Donda.
And that joint felt weird. That didn't feel weird to you?
It did, but I was like,
it felt real witchy. I was like, I can't rock with
yes. So let me talk about that. It felt really witchy, and while I do not necessarily have anything against like magic or witchy type things, that joint didn't feel right. That felt kind of dark. So when he had that release party in the A, and he packed out that Mercedes-Benz Theater, right? The stadium.
Yeah.
So like my man, it was a full moon that night. My man did not really talk to the crowd. He walked around the stadium several times and then played parts of the music and broke out. One person I follow, and she is actually a witch. I follow her on Instagram. She was talking about how that joint felt like a full moon ritual. Now, anybody that brings other people into a ritual they are having and not tell you that that's what they're doing, I don't trust that. That's shady to me. I don't trust that. So after seeing that, but seeing how that joint could definitely be a ritual and he ain't tell nobody about, and then you start with the Donda chat, that joint feel like something going on, bro. I skipped it. I'm like, I don't know what this is doing. It's a bunch of subtle frequencies that be in music that end up brainwashing people, and you don't even know that you didn't listen to it. So let me go ahead and see what else is here. Anyway, I digress. I skipped it. I ain't listening to everything. This joint is long. It's 27 tracks.
It's long. Speaking of brainwashing and potential brainwashing, did you try? It's okay, whatever you say. Did you give Montero a try? Lil Nas X's album. Did you give that a try?
A single track.
No.
Okay,
I didn't. I see his face. I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Fair enough.
So
fair.
I've heard some of the beats.
I had to ask because we were talking about new music, and I had to ask. So I mean, I just had to ask.
I've been on Goldmouth all week, so
that's the same thing I said. Literally, that's the same thing I said. I said Gold. He said Goldmouth. I said, who is that?
That's Luke.
That still doesn't answer anything.
Wait, Lou dropped something?
Yeah, for Dreamville Loot.
Oh, I didn't know
The album,
that.
yeah, it's Goldmouth.
You mean Lou finally dropped an album, bro?
Yes.
Oh,
See,
I did
Isaac
not
over
know
here
this was
orphaned the
out.
island by himself.
Yeah,
Who is
yeah. You
Loot?
by yourself on this one, dog. You by yourself on this one. He got Boogie. He got a track with JID and Saba and Lil Brother. Ooh, yeah. I'm gonna need to listen to this later.
Yeah.
I,
You should check it out. He's around that type of feel that you kind of like.
West Side Gun. Was it Hitler Wears Hermes? That was 8. Hitler Wears Hermes.
That was side B, right?
Yeah. So what?
That was side B, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
side B release. Yes, had J Electronica, Armani Caesar, all that. I love that group.
I'm waiting for Armani Caesar to really pop off.
Yeah, like I said, you listen to the Liz, right? That's the one. That's what I sent you.
Yeah. And she bad too. And ain't no reason why she can't pop off.
Check out. No, forget the fact that. Not forget the fact that.
But no, but you already know that's got to be bad in order to pop off in this
industry. Yeah. So Armani Caesar, she's part of the group Griselda, which is Conway the Machine. Well, yeah, you know who Griselda is. So she's a part of that group, and she has this album called her most recent album is called The Liz. Check it out. Good stuff. It's good stuff. I just randomly Googled Griselda one time because I only heard of Conway, Benny, and Westside. So I'm trying to think, okay, who else is in there that I think I might like? I saw Armani Caesar. I'm like, the name's pretty good.
I didn't know that she was in there. I thought it was just the three of them. I thought it was just Benny.
Yeah. I didn't even know. Fun fact, I didn't even know she was a woman. I didn't know she was a woman until I listened to her. I really didn't, and now
it's a lot of ladies out here spitting, bro.
Yeah,
it's a lot of ladies out here spitting. Talking about.
I'm looking forward to whatever Rhapsody does next, though.
You know what, Isaac? This is why we friends. So did y'all listen to the Judas and the Black Messiah soundtrack?
Yes. Hold up. Wait a minute.
A little bit. I heard a little bit.
Right?
Yeah.
That's my show right there, boy.
Yeah. The Judas and the Black Messiah joint got some hits, dog. That joint got some hits. That's not. I mean, it came out this year, but it's not new. It ain't come out like last.
Let me ask you: Did you hear The Rock on Tech Nine's new album?
Yo, that verse was on Tech Nine's album.
Yes.
I saw that he was rapping. I thought that he just dropped a song. I saw like the trailer for the music video. Yeah, I'm like that really is a thing that's happening now, huh? That's crazy. I was like,
he saw the other wrestler out here rapping, so he's like, I got to do it too.
Hey yo, I saw part of it. I saw part of that Rock joint, and I kind of wanted to listen to all of it. If he's on there with Tech Nine, so that mean that Tech Nine wrote his bars?
He had. He had to. I can't. I don't want to think of it any other way.
Be fucking spitting. Excuse me.
Yes.
He be spitting, dog. Has been. Know what I mean? He's one of
which
those
I think people forget. People act like Tech Nine is like.
Oh, you're pushing over 2 decades now, right?
Yeah.
He's all the way underrated, bro. Like the fact that he don't come up in conversations on the regular is high key disrespectful because he got bars. Like my man got bars. It's hard. Like anyway, it's not as commercial, not as catchy, I guess. So that's really what it is. But I rocks with that though. I have not listened to the whole thing. I just listened to part of it, and that joint had me thinking about something earlier. Cause
the verse is good.
The verse is good.
All right, so I got a question.
All right, what's up?
Are we as humans too soft?
Too soft? Every generation of humanity gets softer. I'm willing to bet money. Every generation of us gets softer. Not to say that we don't get smarter over time, especially compared to the last 1,000 years, right? But every generation of us gets softer. Looking at these kids now, they are way softer than us, and we are softer than our parents were. They used to actually beat our parents at school. If somebody hit one of us at school, we would have ran home, told our parents, and can't nobody hit these kids at school because most of these people are afraid of their kids. All the kids got phones and stuff. So anything that happened, the kid gonna snap it, and as soon as they get service, you on the internet. So yeah, dog, we're definitely softer.
So I bring that up because that has really been my biggest thing now with everything that is going on within the last week or so. So,
by the way, side note, didn't mean to cut you off. Rhapsody is featured on the Judas and the Black Messiah soundtrack.
Yeah.
That was why I asked you if you heard it, son.
By the way,
so I brought that up.
You interrupted us like you got news. You the only person finding this out.
Another side note. How do you spell Luke?
Yesterday,
how do you spell Luke? How do you spell
L-U-T-E. L-U-T-E.
Oh, Luke. I thought you said. I think he's been saying Luke the whole time. Like,
nah,
that's what I'm saying.
Luke.
That. Okay, I found him.
So last week, Dave Chapelle dropped his stand-up on Netflix.
Let's talk about it. I watched it. I loved it.
I
loved it too.
I was laughing the majority of the time. And my thing, Dave,
if I wasn't laughing, I was engaged. So it wasn't like I wasn't laughing and it was bad. I wasn't laughing, but I was engaged in what he was talking about.
Right.
So
and
like,
the thing is, what?
No, so like that joint right there, really, it lays it out. It's comedy, but my man also really was giving you like actual discourse. And yeah, he's a comedian, so he ended up saying something that, to a certain extent, you shouldn't say. But that's comedy. Like, there's a lot of things that should not get said that are hilarious, and it's partially funny because you know it's wrong when you say it, right?
My uncle said yesterday is there's things that are funny and things you shouldn't laugh at. ...
But some of the things you shouldn't laugh at are funny. Yeah, like rape is not funny, and by general rule, I don't laugh at rape jokes. But when Dave Chapelle told that rape joke on the other stand-up, I was fucking dying because that joke was hilarious. It's not he won't like condoning rape. He never condoned rape.
Oh, I know
tell a really good joke.
I know the joke you're talking about too.
Hold on. Anybody that listens to this out of context is gonna look at us like we're terrible people.
Oh,
right?
I'm not gonna be putting this on the TikTok. I have some things I'm going to be cutting and pasting with TikTok, but
I know the funny thing is I know the exact joke you're talking about, and he does.
The R. Kelly one.
No,
not that one. The one from the last stand-up he's talking about. That Isaiah's talking about.
Well, when he gave the red joke I was talking about was when he was talking to the two movie executives. He said that one seemed gay and the other one seemed like he was from Texas or something. And then he told them two different superhero stories that could be possible movies. He just made up on the spot. And the one that was the rape joke was the one he told to the guy in Texas. And this is why it was so funny. He told them what he felt they wanted to hear. And that's why it was such a good joke. It wasn't that he actually believed that or that he actually wanted that movie made. But the movie was about, it was a guy, and clearly I'm not going to try to tell this joke because that man's a master. But the premise of the movie is that there's a superhero, but he can only engage his powers by patting on a woman's vagina. You don't even have to do a whole lot, but just the caveat is that he's ugly. So then that led to all this other stuff. And that joke, the way that he set it up, how he told it, the delivery, the timing, all of that was like flawless. That joint was hilarious. You shouldn't normally
I said
laugh at
he's probably the greatest comedian we've seen in our lifetime.
He's the greatest one doing it right now, especially that I've been watching recently. Easily the greatest one doing it right now, dog. Like, I ain't gonna say wholeheartedly in our lifetime, although he is my favorite.
That's why I said one because we lived through Bernie Mac.
Right. But better George Carlin, bro.
Carlin was
right.
Good.
George Carlin, bro. We lived through George Carlin. Carlin is hilarious. Was hilarious. Right. Dick Gregory, hilarious. Hilarious individual.
Richard Pryor.
Right.
Now, Richard Pryor, I feel like is primarily funny because he was cussing at a time that people won't cuss. Like
that's a hot take. To some people, that's a hot take. to some
I
people.
mean, and I will stand by that, dog. A majority, like, and it's not that he wasn't funny aside from being vulgar, but a lot of what made him funny at the time was him being vulgar. And that really ended up setting the trend for comedians being really vulgar. And that's like, so that's why I appreciate comedians that can get you to laugh without having to cuss at you the whole time.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you can say the B word a particular way, and that joint get laughs. You know, if you just drag it out, high pitch, people laugh at that. You know, out of context, that gets people to laugh.
Yeah, look at
But
Wise.
so like, so all of that right there, right? But you got people like it's this comedian Michael Jr. Probably never heard of him, but I
I
feel like the
have.
guy
He's
is.
good. He's good.
So you probably know about him for the same reason I know about him, because that
Yes.
time he came to that church joint, and my man had me weak in there. And that was the same time that Dave Chapelle had stand-ups out. And I was in there dying laughing at Michael Jr., but he did not cuss one single
I
time.
think
We
I
were
know
at
exactly
church.
what you're talking about.
But
Like,
dude was
let me tell you,
hilarious. So
was
that's why I
that
say
too.
what I say about Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor was super vulgar, and his vulgarity is what set him apart from a lot of other comedians at the time.
Definitely. Because like you explained about Michael Jr., like I remember they used to make these specials. I don't know if they still make them, but they had these things called Thou Shalt Laugh, which is just comedians that came up there and they did a lot of not necessarily kind of clean comedy. You know what I mean?
And then you got
Like,
Chisel Adonis, who's just funny just because of his ridiculous vocabulary.
Chisel Adonis. The funny thing about Chisel Adonis is because we talked to him. It's
Right.
like he is definitely one of the few people I've seen who can create comedy without, like, other than Dave Chappelle, who can create comedy without really trying.
And the thing is, he has such a wide variety of words he can use. Like,
Exactly.
I've never seen a comedian just go out there and just start saying these SAT words for no reason whatsoever.
I've also never seen one of the key bits about him is he'll do when he's doing the football commentaries. When the team gets into the red zone, he'll say the team is in the rouge colored zone, Rosetta Stone French. He'll say a team will get into the red zone, and then he'll find a different word for the word say the word red in different languages.
And then he was like, the Kansas City Sweet Bloods enter
the Kansas City Bloods in the swoop zone.
Oh God! so he switches up for everything.
He covers his brand is literally everything. His live streams are probably the funniest thing ever.
Oh yeah,
his live, you got to catch him when he goes live on YouTube or on Hot Mic.
Especially doing his football commentary, like when he's like watching the game and doing commentary by himself.
He's comedy.
Oh, yeah.
He is.
But back to Mr. Chapelle here. So his stand up was he's an equal opportunity comedian. So if you are a specific label, 11 times out of 10 you're getting flamed by him. This man is flamed black people. He has flamed white people. He has flamed Asians. He has flamed the gays. The T's, as he likes to call them. He's flamed. He had a Jewish joke up there that I don't think people noticed.
Yeah, because I mean, he's smart enough to understand what's immediately gonna get him shut down. If he were to really start making Jewish jokes, he's anti-Semitic. It ain't gonna be no other discussions. All his stuff coming down because they actually do own everything. But with the trans situation here, this joint, dog, it's really great political comment. Not political. It's really great, like, cultural commentary on the times. Thank you. Social commentary. Like, he's really talking perfectly about what's going on. Because if you go against the LGBTQ community, like, to a very large degree, you get shut all the way down.
And bookmark that statement.
And you do, and you do, like that joint's happened in a lot of different situations here more recently. This isn't a very long-standing thing, right? But more recently here, the last few years, as you start to go against that, you start to say certain things about that. Cancel culture is all over you. And one thing that I'm starting to
We could bring that
understand,
down to 24 hours.
bro, dog, and man, one thing I'm really starting to understand, dog, is there's so many people out here. Not that everybody feels as though they can get their voice out there. And not to say that, a person's voice, it doesn't matter. But to a certain point, everybody want to be so important that they willing to just say whatever. Like, yeah, I just need to be sensational. I just need to go against the grain, whatever that means in the moment. So yeah, we are missing a lot of things that could actually be helping us and really push us forward to a better place. But people are so quick to just try to cancel so they can get their time and feel like they did something that we're missing a lot of really important stuff. We're gonna end up not being able to talk about the truth at hand here. And one reason why I feel like this whole thing with sexual identity has gone as far as it did and why people get canceled so quickly is just like he said, white men are in that group. White men in
Best
that
thing he
group,
said.
dog. And I feel like that
They,
joint really matters, yo. Like because white men are in that group, that you have more of a push because it's white men pushing. And it's why, like, in the previous way he had talked about, he talked about like the whole movement, LGBTQ plus movement. And he was like, yeah, you got white men in the gay group. And that's why they were like, they're driving the car. Because they said, yeah, we know these roads of oppression. We built these roads. Come with us. We'll get you to where you want to go. That joint had me dying laughing, dog. So for the current one, though, for everybody that's really like saying it's anti-trans, it's transphobic. While he did say it, my man is a comedian, so like you shouldn't take everything he says seriously, right? That's the first thing. But second, for this person to really go into that heart-wrenching story about his friend that committed suicide, and not committed suicide because of what he's saying, he's so transphobic, but committed suicide because of what Daphne, his friend, was getting from that community, from her community. So these people trying to cancel us, and these are the very same ones sitting out here causing the type of degradation and destruction to people that they're complaining about. So I got beef when I see that cognitive dissonance in full display. I had beef with black people talking about some of this trans stuff before. Like, well, you know what? They should just take their own bathroom. That ain't no different than having a colored bathroom back in the day. Like, what do you mean? It's the same shit, different label. So you can't tell me it's any different because it's exactly the same. You're trying to have something separate, but you calling it equal. So now we're looking at it, and that was a cognitive dissonance that some of our people had with trans people. And now I'm sitting here seeing the same thing coming on the other side. It's a major cognitive dissonance. They're not really paying attention to what they're saying. They just hear so they can try and get some buzz. And
I
it
had
works.
I had a Facebook mutual who was gay, and he was talking about it when Nip died, and how they were the same community. As soon as he's dead, is trying to smear his name due to something that he said on the internet about the agenda, how they're pushing things like this, and they were trying to smear his name. And he's flat out said, "My community is toxic." Because of stuff like this, and you're seeing it now because just like you said with Daphne, how is a man so how is a man so transphobic that he took a woman, a trans woman at that, gave her a platform for her to stink up the joint.
Yo, let her open his shows. My man
Right.
transphobic. It's a lot of comedians out here. If he's actually transphobic, why would he take the time to do that? Because it's very easy to pick somebody else and not have to explain it.
On
Right.
top of that, why would he, if he's so transphobic, why would he let her open his show,
That's what I'm saying.
bomb like she did, and then when she unfortunately passed away, he says, "I want to personally give the money that I'm building in this foundation to her personally. If
To her
he's so
child.
to her
daughter.
child.
Yes. If he's so transphobic, why would he go through all that? Like, I don't understand.
My man Dave
But
Chappelle's the
but there's
GOAT,
so like in the
even with
cognitive
that whole
dissonance.
thing, that he talk so the whole thing, like who in the community is trying to help her family now? Who's trying to help Daphne's family? I mean, I didn't know Daphne. I'm not. Dave is rich though, so if he started something, that kid gonna be fine. And
Yeah.
that was the thing about it. It was just the man's a master at the craft, bro. He's telling this heart-wrenching story, and yet still manages to get laughs in there, genuine laughs. And he said that, like, I'm gonna go, and when Daphne's daughter turns of age, I want to go personally and give her that money and tell that young lady, I knew your father.
And she was a great woman.
And he was a great woman. Like, yo, I
Oh,
mean,
I didn't mean to laugh at that again, but I remember when he
but
said
it's
that.
funny.
I'm sure,
But
like
it's
Daphne, he
funny,
said Daphne
It
would
dog.
was
have
funny
laughed at it
though.
because we saw that
It
Daphne
was funny
found
though.
everything that he was saying in the last stand up hilarious.
So
It
like,
was
yo,
funny
that's why
though.
I'm saying, like, that joint is hilarious. Because if we were to talk about Daphne's whole entire existence, Daphne was not a woman when that child was born. Daphne was a man. Might have felt like a woman on the inside, believed that the whole way through, made that process and that change later. But that was a man right there ejaculating sperm into a woman. Like, that's what happened here. And there's a child now born as a result of this. That was a man decision, dog. And that's the thing, yo. So like, that's why I just thought it was so funny, man. And people ain't gonna agree with what I'm saying about it, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, dog, he gonna be fine. And I
Yeah,
feel like Netflix decided that they won't about the bullet, but there are people that are upset about it, and
like that
it is what it
writer for
is.
Dear White People, who's white.
That's irony. That is probably the biggest piece of irony. I had no idea.
Hey,
I didn't know, but I'm not surprised.
but like when it first came out, though, that was also a white person that wrote it, the original movie.
No,
I
the
didn't look to
Netflix
see.
one.
The
All right,
movie,
well,
no. So there's a series called Dear White People on Netflix,
yes,
but I
and I've
watched the movie.
watched.
I watched the movie
I haven't watched
with
any of it.
with
So I
Tessa
watched the
Thompson.
movie and I watched the first two seasons. They got some musical that's out. I heard that wasn't that good, but I watched the first two seasons of the show that they had out on Netflix. I feel like,
The
and
movie was good.
the movie was great.
Yeah, it was
And
really.
then this I feel like the show on Netflix did a pretty good job too. Like the first season, I thought they did a pretty good job with character development for the most part for a lot of the characters, yo. And they continue to touch on real issues. People go through a lot. I thought it was a pretty good show, man. But yeah, I did hear that person, the writer, had felt some kind of way. I
This is
don't know,
according to the
man.
LA Times. Trans Netflix employees will stage a walkout to protest the controversial Dave Chappelle special.
Okay.
They're literally proving this point.
Exactly.
It's
I
like
mean, they have the right to do that. If they still feel some kind of way about that, they got the right to go and take these actions. And I'm not going to try to like stop them. Part of me is really just wondering how many trans people work in Netflix. Like, is that going to make that big of a difference that day?
yeah.
Um,
Let's get into this part here because I definitely wanted to bookmark that comment that you made earlier, and it adds into what just happened, what's been happening over the last 24 to 48 hours.
All right. And
So,
I don't really look at the news a lot because it's depressing consistently. So
so we're gonna
it
fly
is
our way
like
to Las Vegas.
you said what?
We're gonna
John.
fly our way
So
to Las Vegas.
We're about to fly to Las Vegas.
Well, we're about to take our stories to Las Vegas now. So in Las Vegas, there's a football
Okay.
team known as the Oakland, or not Oakland, the Las Vegas Raiders.
I forgot they're not in Oakland anymore.
That's why I almost said Oakland. And so, former head coach Jon Gruden has officially resigned as head coach.
mind you, after he got fired, because the Raiders released a statement Jon Gruden is no longer with the team. before he said he resigned.
He was forced to resign. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works a lot. So earlier when you said you gonna put a bookmark in that, I had a feeling this is what you was talking about.
Right, because this story came out during the weekend. So the
did
issue
hear
was
about
it was a racial issue at first. So he talked about the head of the NFL Players
The head of the
Association.
players union said he had
He had Michelin tire lips.
yes.
Again, things you're not supposed to laugh at.
Yeah.
That's not kind of funny though, but that's no feelings.
This falls in things I'm not supposed to laugh at, but you see us laughing.
It's still
He also
up,
said in the line with that, he also said some pretty discouraging things about the NFL commissioner Goodell.
But this is before this is that wasn't until later.
I'm just saying it still encompasses all of.
So, I'm gonna get there chronologically. Because the Michelin tire lips wasn't going to get him fired.
No,
because if that was the case, he wouldn't have coached the game on Sunday.
Right.
So
that's not bad enough. He didn't outright say the N-word. So
that's what I was getting. That's what I was about to get to, because he used another word that's going to bring it back to that day. So he went through the game, and then yesterday it came out that he called the commissioner of the NFL, Roger Goodell, a bundle of sticks.
A bundle with sticks.
A bundle of sticks.
I've never heard that before. I've never heard that.
You know what the actual word for that is?
I know it's the F word, and I'm not talking about fuck. So
it rhymes with maggot, ladies and gentlemen.
I was thinking about it because I knew it was coming, and then we was talking about Dave Chapelle. It just took me back to the other Dave Chapelle stand-up when he was on stage yelling that joint. I said, I was just like, boy, all right. So because I respect your channel and I don't know how this could go for you, I'm not gonna do it. I was definitely about to do it, but I'm not gonna do it.
Right.
I know exactly the one you're talking about too. And he was yelling that thing. He was yelling
at nobody. Anyway. I feel like we should be able to talk about a word if we're not directing this word at people and using it in said fashion.
But it goes back to our initial question before we started this whole conversation, and this is why we're not going to do it, because we are a lot more softer. And we have to be more sensitive now.
Yeah.
So,
can we talk about sensitivity real quick? Can we talk about sensitivity? I know we trying to get into this, but I want to get into sensitivity right quick. Is it really weird that the people who say this group is really sensitive are like way overly sensitive than they are? For example, the prime thing is that liberals are naturally sensitive to conservatives. But let you say something that let you say Trump is not president. Conservatives they want your phone number, they want your address, they turn into Robert De Niro from The Untouchables. They want you dead, they want your family dead, they want your house burned to the ground.
Cognitive dissonance.
Well, I have a new word for the day. Dissonance. My word for the podcast today, and I'm going to be using this a few minutes later. Hypocrisy.
Yeah.
And that word is going to come out here in a few more minutes too. So just wait on that.
There's a lot of that going on, but
right.
So yeah, man.
So he said that about Goodell, and then basically ridiculed I think it was Goodell as well for pressuring the Rams to draft. No, he was. So there was
the head coach
pressure
at the
to
time.
draft Michael Sam, who was the first openly gay player in the NFL. Now, we do have our first openly gay players who actively come out as gay, which is another ironic situation since he plays for the Las Vegas Raiders. This whole thing is just like a circle of irony and
Just
Hypocrisy is
compounded
not
on
even
top of
funny.
itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's racist white coaches out there, racist white team owners that are still all for having black players and other players come on their team. You know what I mean?
I mean, if
Just
it's going to
just
help you win
because
the
you
game,
so what we gotta remember is that the only thing most of these people actually care about is money. All this other
Yes.
stuff is secondary and is most certainly a distraction. Race
yes,
relation stuff is a distraction. We get
yeah,
so distracted on that, we waste our money and use it to try and do whatever we can to, make change out here. Not to say that we shouldn't try to make change, but we're so distracted by that we don't realize how the money game is being used against us. And by us, I don't just mean black people. I mean all of us. If you're not rich, it's being used against you. And that's what it ends up coming back down to. And that's why the only thing that really makes a difference is hitting the person in their pockets.
right.
You got to hit a
And
person
so
in their
that was
pockets.
that was the thing that led to him being let go. It wasn't the Michelin tire lips. It was the bundle of sticks and the Michael Sam debacle.
The
And so it goes back
bundle of
to what you were
sticks.
saying. That's what we're going to use today. So it goes all back to that. So here's why I started to take an issue with it. Now, for me, words are words, and I understand that this is not me that's being affected by the situation. I've said on the podcast, if a dude, I know people look at me weird because I'm a black man with dreadlocks. I don't care. I'm no different from you outside of the fact that I'm a black man with dreadlocks, and I like to blast my music loud. But outside of that, I'm no different from you. And so you calling me a N word with a hard ER, I'm gonna just look at you like you're stupid. Because again, I got to the point where that word has no power on me. And I feel like once we get to that point, and I don't know if we're ever going to get to that point because of the original question, we could get past a lot of this stuff because words are just words.
You're a good one. I'm a snap. I'm not really going to be that mad later, but I'm a snap in the moment because what you not going to do is think this is okay. So I'm a snap off principle. I'm going to be fine later.
Which is my thing. I'm like, look, I may not do something to you, but also remember, use that word at your own risk because there's some niggas out here that will snap on you.
I mean, I'm not going to like assault a person because they call me that. I'm not going
I've
that
seen people
far.
do that.
I know, 100%. But
and I had no remorse for the person that got beat up.
Never, not a single time in my life. I'm like, oh, that's what happened. I felt bad at first, and then I heard the full story.
I was like, well, he got deserved.
That's exactly gonna be it. I'm like, well, you know what? You deserve that one. You should do.
You made your bed. You gotta lie in it.
Make better decisions, or you play stupid games. You win stupid
prizes.
Best one out. So yeah, with all of that, I guess there was some stupid games being played over at the Raiders, and my man won a dumb prize. But you know what's funny about it? He probably got paid out, though.
He probably did, but this all started because of the Washington football team.
They still
because they're the ones under investigation for a lot of scandalous things going on right now.
One of them was photos were being emailed around the league as far as like ownership of topless cheerleaders of the Washington football team.
And I've been saying this is nothing but a big game of dominoes. Because I've been telling Isaac, the industry is being exposed countless times. I'm still waiting for Robert Sylvester to pull a 6'9".
You said to pull a 6'9"?
Yes.
Start snitching?
Yes. Because all of that is about to happen. And then in the NFL, you about to really see some dominoes fall. Good that guy, he was just the first one.
Yeah, that's crazy. But you're probably right though. I
But
mean,
here's the
we've had a
hypocrisy.
few other incidents. Remember the Don Imus joint years ago?
Yeah.
He was a sports commentator, and then I cannot remember the guy's
He had
name,
hoes.
but it was the guy that owned that one basketball team. He had a
Oh,
young black
The
girlfriend,
Clippers.
and she recorded him saying all that racist
I don't
stuff.
remember his name of the Clippers.
Not Steve Bone. He owns the
It's
team
all
now.
right. Let his name fall
Donald
into
Sterling. There you go.
obscurity.
Donald Sterling.
Damn it.
I was
I was
going
like,
to remember that one.
let his name fall into obscurity. But that
Sorry.
situation, right? So when that came out, they came and they made him sell the team. He ain't even like work. That man owned the team and they made him get rid of it.
Oh, by the way, it's being said, according to Fox Sports, Gruden will still be entitled to a healthy cut of his contract.
I tried to tell you, bro. I tried to tell you. He ain't coaching no more, but they gonna have to pay that man.
He was
And the
in for a
reason why I
10-year
know
deal.
this,
He was in for a
bro.
10-year deal.
So they're gonna have to pay that man, bro. They're gonna have to pay that man, regardless of this BS. So like,
They
Josh,
gave him a
my younger
blockbuster
brother works for the Cardinals now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I was with my rivals.
So you'll be okay. My younger brother works for the Cardinals now, and my man was on TV on Sunday. Like he was dapping up, and I don't really know these people. He was dapping up one of the big players on the team, and he was on camera. Like somebody just made a good play, talking to a man on the sideline,
All
and
right, I
now
have a
he
question.
on national TV.
Was
What's
he a
up?
big player or was he a small player? Because I
Man,
know how tall your brother is, but was he as tall as him or was he a little bit taller?
dude definitely looked taller than Josh, but camera angles are weird. So you know.
Okay, so it was not Kyler Murray.
It was a white dude.
Okay. So now I'm gonna have to watch a Cardinals game just to see him. We'll see if you know.
Give me a
Because
second. I go look at a picture, but we're missing the point right now. The point I was getting to is that what I learned from him, man, because he's in the industry now. Like he works for a major team. It's his second team that he's been working for. And he's not out here spilling a bunch of like nasty tea or nothing. And quite frankly, I don't know if there is any in the places that he's been. He worked for the Dolphins, and now he's over at the Cardinals. So, but what I learned from him with this whole thing, NCAA and all this stuff, you can have a trash coach, but if they terminate you before your contract is up, you gonna get paid. My younger brother played at UConn, and they was all right for a little bit, and then they was garbage. And the coach they had at the time, Diaco, is garbage, human garbage. Dog, I do not care for that man at all. And he got fired. My man lost a bunch of games straight, and they still had to pay that man most of his money. That man still left there with almost over $1 million or so for the rest of his contract, and that's at college. NFL teams, unless you do something god awful, you're gonna get your money, bro.
He would have to done more than just say words. He was going to have to do actions. Which I'm going to get to because that's where I come into the part where I'm like, this is where the hypocrisy comes in. So, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He was the head coach for them in 2002 when they won the Super Bowl against the Oakland Raiders. And so everything comes back full circle in this story. So they basically said that he's no longer in our Ring of Honor.
He's no longer what?
In the Ring of
in
Honor.
their Ring of Honor. So
and the Ring of Honor is for what?
Legendary names in the franchise.
Pretty much. And you get your name posted on inside the stadium. In the ring, because you know the stadium's a circle. The ring.
So they pulled my man out. They took his name down off his award because of this situation right here.
Yes. And here's where my issue lays. Have you ever heard of the name Warren Sapp? Not Marvin, Warren.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what Warren Sapp has done over the last few years?
No.
Whew. Let me see if I can find the list of things that he has done over the last few years that has landed him in a lot of legal trouble.
Man, everybody want to wild out when they done, dog.
And it's not Warren Sapp that I'm gonna get on, because there are 2 players right now employed by said team. Oh, he was arrested for domestic battery in 2010, then arrested for soliciting a prostitute and assault in 2015. That jersey number that he wore, that 99, is retired, and he is also in the Ring of Honor.
But they did not remove him.
They did not remove him. Now to current players. There is a wide receiver on the team by the name of Antonio Brown.
This is fucking. I can't believe this shit.
Who has allegations of sexual assault. And if you want to really get to the words he said, he called Mike Mayock, the Las Vegas Raiders owner, no, GM, right?
Yeah.
GM, the Las Vegas Raiders GM, a cracker.
Keep going.
Also,
wait. Hold on for a second. Pause. I understand that that's on your list, but that's not really an offense.
I mean, people take offense to it nowadays.
I don't care.
Everything goes back full circle.
Ain't nobody ever been hung from a tree and had cracker carved in their chest. That shit's not.
That is a fair point.
Yeah.
That is a fair point.
I can't even argue with that.
But still, the allegations. Then you have Richard Sherman.
Yeah.
Who was just arrested this offseason.
Again?
No, this was the first time.
This the first time?
Yeah, and he was arrested for some wasn't it the domestic issue? So we got people with records, with criminal records now. Whether they were found guilty or not, they were arrested for it and were tried for it. Had no issues hiring them and keeping them. And so Isaac and I were talking before we started about how the Cowboys, we all know Isaac's a Cowboys fan. Yes. The Cowboys have been the poster child of bringing in these type of people. We talk about the Greg Hardys of the world, who was arrested for domestic violence.
Yes.
Well, if we think about it, the Cowboys like to brand themselves as America's team, and America was founded through raping and pillaging. So I mean, it kind of makes sense.
The thing is, you're right, but the thing about it is that nobody is demonizing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now for,
not enough.
Well, they're not not demonizing them enough for having somebody with as many issues on their team, having 2 people. Like I said, it ain't like we ain't got most of the stuff we have of Antonio Brown doing what he did is on video.
Yes.
Richard Sherman is on video trying to break into somebody's house.
What?
Yeah, yes. No, that's not a joke. Look it up. There's a video of Richard Sherman trying to break into, I think it's like, what is his ex's house? Or is like,
I think it's something like that.
Anyway, it shows him drunk and trying to break into somebody's house, like football drill into the house. And like on like the video, and
AB caught himself a 4K.
Yeah, and then he's back in the league.
All on the Buccaneers.
All on the Bucks. And nobody's talking about this. Now, I have a theory. I have a reason.
We can also bring up another racist, and I mean, we can't use cracker, okay? But let's go back to the N-word. Isaac, you know where I'm going with here?
No.
The Eagles. I can't remember the guy's name, but he played for the Eagles way back in the day. He was at the concert called to do the N-word, and they gave him a contract extension.
Was it Incognito?
Him. No, not Incognito. Receiver.
What you said, white dude?
Yeah,
that must have been a while ago, because they definitely started making changes in regards to the N-word coming out in places over the last decade or so. Remember they fired Martha Stewart? Like, not Martha Stewart. It was
Roseanne.
Paula Dean.
But that was around the same time. The Paula Dean and the other situation was around the same time.
Really?
It was pretty close to it.
I guess.
Anyway, my point is, the thing is, the Bucks aren't receiving enough heat for this. Now, I'm not saying this as a Cowboys fan, but I'm saying at the time Greg Hardy was on our team, people were really looking at us like we were like the worst team in the world.
Yeah.
Like we're the worst thing, like we're the Antichrist. And then all of a sudden, you know, you have a dude who somehow beat a charge, one dude who beat a charge for, you know,
well, he beat the charge,
whatever he did, and then the other guy who beat a domestic violence charge, but somehow we're terrible. But
Yes.
whatever.
Well, yes, but
granted, I'm not saying what Greg Hardy did isn't terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
So, like, did Greg Hardy get like he was charged and convicted? Like, did he go down for this?
Yes.
Did he go down? Because
he got charged. He got heavily charged.
So, if you're saying that he went down for this, actually convicted, not necessarily just went to jail, but he got convicted, and you said the other two people beat the case. They beat the case, bro. At a certain point, it's kind of like, we don't know everything. And if they beat the case...
He was arrested for assault. A judge found him guilty on July 15th in 2014. A judge found him guilty of assault and communicating threats, suspending a 60-day jail sentence. When he appealed the decision, requesting a jury trial, the victim failed to appear in court. As a result, the prosecutors dropped the charges.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, he said the victim failed.
So the victim failed to show up,
and then they dropped the charges.
Then he was placed on the exempt list.
That sounds like somebody got some money. Is what that sounds like.
2015.
Right.
Here's the thing. November 5th, 2015. He where is he? Ended up getting signed by Dallas somewhere, but like in 2015, the charges, the domestic violence, were expunged from his record, and then to November 26, 2016, he was arrested for cocaine possession.
So anyway, sound like my man still got problems, and you upset.
Yeah, that was back in that was way back in 2016.
I think he's better off now.
Yeah,
He's
in the UFC, and
I haven't heard anything about it since he got knocked out. To be honest with you,
he's in the UFC, and he is 7-4.
That last one was when he got knocked out, right?
He has one loss by knockout, one disqualification, and 2 losses by decision, and 1 no contest, but 7 wins. 6 of them are by knockout.
Oh shoot, we're missing AEW.
Don't do. I will drive to your house.
That's hilarious.
Like he knows I'll do it too. I will drive to his house.
Yeah. So
anyway,
I don't know what to say about some of these cases with these cats in the league, except that it is still clear here that what Dave Chapelle said in his stand-up is right. You can kill somebody, you can beat a woman, you can kill a woman, but say Agate, and they're gonna get you.
No, just say anything bad about them, and you are
and you're canceled, bro. And now there are people that need to be canceled for other things they doing. Like R. Kelly, that man been wilding for years, and it was in plain view. He should have been canceled. It shouldn't even have made it this far.
Right.
But so like that clearly, all right, cool. Take all of that, take his stuff, whatever he got. He can't read anyway. He ain't gonna miss it. Take his stuff, and it's gonna be fine. But some of this other stuff is going on. So like, just I don't know, man. Cats definitely get away with far more serious concerns. But the thing that really makes the difference is the publicity behind it.
Right.
We're in the social media day and age, and the LGBTQ community has some of the best publicity going for them right now.
Although sometimes it's not enough, though. What with story. Every now and then you'll hear a story about somebody in that community, like in like in Boston, they found a black girl beat to death. Black queer girl beat to death in Boston, and so not everything gets the attention.
And
No,
that's
it
and that
doesn't.
you know what that's the thing about the media, and I'm starting to understand that the media pushes what they want you to see. So you don't hear about a lot of these situations like that where I feel like
Because it was
a
a
good
black
majority of
woman that
people
died, bro. You don't hear about that because it's a black woman that died. When
that
it's
too.
our women that's dealing with the stuff, it never makes the same kind of news. Let a white girl go missing. That is everywhere. But we
Yo,
got
what the?
thousands of black girls missing, and the only people that ever care are other black people. It don't
Can
never
we?
make it to the same kind of level. It don't never get the same kind of publicity. So it's like, yo, y'all want us to care about your problems, but you don't care about ours. And matter of
And this
fact,
is why
you
I'm
make
so
our problems worse. So
and
then
this
we're
is why
sitting
I'm
here
so
looking
in
at this joint, and it's just
right.
like it's busted because you can literally kill somebody. A black man can kill another black man, and everything be fine. But let him say something about gay people. And I said this earlier, it's because white men are in this group over here. Let them say something about that, right? The joint gonna blow all the way up. It's gonna end up being a huge whole thing. And people gonna lose endorsements, deals, everything else. But you can kill somebody, rape somebody, and nothing happen in your career. And you go back to work, business as usual. A few people might look at you sideways, but you go back to normal. You go back to life as normal, dog. That's not what we're seeing over here on the other side of this. And there's a major divide that needs to be addressed with that. And I feel
Right.
like part of the problem here is we can't even talk about it for real.
And that's why I'm so in favor of us pushing our own media sources. And then again you also have to be kind of aware of the media sources that we're pushing because all skin folk can't vote.
You said what?
All
Also,
skin folk can't vote.
that's true.
So you have to be aware of who you're pushing, but at the same time push the ones that are helping the community.
And you got to be universal too. You know what I mean?
Right. But you got
Like, because
my
you
thing is
can't,
with this,
because you're gonna have
I don't
some people. You're gonna have some people in the community. And I'm talking about the black community who they don't really mess with the LGBTQ community for whatever reason. You know, especially like you drift over towards the church community, the black church community. That's going to collide. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
and I think that's the thing because we again it goes back to you can disagree and still respect the opinion of other people. I listen to a lot of people I wholeheartedly disagree with, but I'm not going to sit here and dog them out because your takes are different from my takes. And it goes back to I can't find my dog on paper,
Oh, this is a great line, yo.
and I can't find my paper, so I can't even say it now.
Oh man,
So we talking about, the gay thing in church. I have seen some churches make it a point to talk down about homosexuality. And I'm like, bro, this ain't had nothing to do with your sermon. Why you even bring this up? I think it's time to go.
yeah.
It's been several times. When my cousins got married, and the guy that was doing the joint, he took it. He made it a point to talk about how this is not. He just in the middle of two. Just like, yo, you ain't gotta talk about how you not marrying gay people when you're marrying two straight people right now. Like, why is that even a thing? Why do you even need to mention that? It is irrelevant right now. Like, dog, what?
Read the passage. Let's get down to the ideas. Let's get out of here.
So, like, anyway, I digress. Still, though, on the religious level, I mean, people want religions to change and they want the religion to fit them. But like, Pops my dad just talked about this on Sunday. He was
He
he
did
was
though.
in Genesis too, and I'm
He
like,
was
literally, it's like the
he
first
was in
page of the
his
Bible. It
bag on
say
Sunday.
went off. But right there, it's like the first page of the Bible. It'll say that marriage is for between man and a woman. So, like, on a religious standpoint, not how I feel about life in general, but on a religious standpoint, that shit is clearly defined. And there's not a lot of stuff that is that clearly defined, just laid out very plainly for you like that. So it was right there, and people want the religion to change to fit their personal desires and needs, and that's not how religion should work.
Yeah, that
I,
like we
and
had
I'm not even like really like that religious, but still, like if
yeah.
it's like the core like pretext of the thing, you shouldn't just like change religion just because you feel like things should be different now. Like
Yeah.
it's some stuff
Right.
that isn't core, but I don't know. That
And the
joint's
thing is,
clearly laid out,
on the
so
flip side,
I can understand why they
We
say
had
certain things.
like we had somebody on the pod last week, and we were like, because one thing I've noticed, like, in people trying to correlate religion with COVID, like saying that they don't, in a way, and I'm like that, and and I haven't been able to connect that. Like, I don't know what makes you guys think that God, that God is against COVID, that God is against you getting vaccinated. But that's not you're gonna have to show me where that is, because I don't know. I don't know if that's the case.
That's a bunch of people that's been using that kind of a similar thought for a while now. I mean, you got some of the really old school kind of communities, right? Like Amish is the primo example, but even like the Mennonite communities and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Um,
I mean,
and
those I
and
get.
there's
But I'm talking about those in like in the like the why can't I get it out? The like Baptist community, you know what I mean? Like Southern Baptist, like saying like, it's not like saying it's in the Bible and stuff. I'm like, I don't think that's the case,
hey,
yeah,
bro, my
show
whole
me
thing about
that.
that situation is if you want it, get it. If you don't want it, I don't care.
Same.
I'm like my whole thing about the entire conversation is I'm tired of the divisiveness going on both sides where it's like, oh, you don't want it, blah blah blah, you're selfish, blah 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 blah. I'm like,
Yeah,
dude,
I got beef with the large amount of hate that's coming out around this all together, but at the same time, large amounts of hate seem to be what Americans specialize in. So it's kind of hard to just even. I mean, really just got treated like everything else, dog. I didn't get it, and I started thinking about getting it, and I'm not gonna get it. I'm
that's
not. I'm not gonna get it. But I'm also not out here talking about how it's completely bad and stuff. I have a lot of questions that you cannot answer right now. But I'm also not out here talking about don't do that and don't wear a mask and don't like. I'm not out here saying don't take any precautions. Nah. Because that
I
don't
mean,
make
same car
good
presented with because people just
logical
out here
sense.
just straight up nasty.
Yeah, so like I think that's also part of the problem, dog. Some of the stuff I've seen was, people, anti-vax, anti-mask, all of that. And it's like, yo, you trying to force us to be out here wearing dirty masks. This is literally a thing I read from a pastor in the community, not our community, but it was a pastor. I saw somebody had posted it on their Twitter. I mean, on their social somewhere, whatever. And I was just like, dog, nobody's forcing you to wear a dirty mask. You're just a dirty individual if you're putting on a dirty mask. That's
You're
your
supposed to
fault.
change it like you change your underwear.
You know what I'm saying? Every day. So what
So
are you
now I'm assuming
doing?
that you just don't change your underwear.
You're just dirty. So this is the issue that we having, right? Americans are essentially fighting against the grain because they want to stay dirty. They
We
want to
have so
stay
many
dirty.
issues because a lot of it comes down to just our lifestyle in general. And I've talked
Yeah,
about it on multiple occasions. I mean,
the
we
concept
are
of
a
freedom.
very unhealthy, unclean country.
Yeah, oh my God. Talk about it.
What's the number one cause of death?
Cancer?
Stupidity.
Pretty sure it's heart disease.
Uh,
Oh, my bad.
Which
All of those
I know
things.
there are cases where sometimes it may not be as preventable, but a good amount of the times it is a very preventable situation.
It's just what do you do about it?
But we eat. We
Ourselves
we
to
we don't
death.
eat to live. We live to eat in a
Yeah.
lot of cases. And I'm speaking to myself at times. Right now, I'm really paying attention to my diet. I've had like 2 meals all day. I'm probably gonna eat like a meal bar and then go to bed. But we live to eat, not eat to live. When we should be eating to live, not living to eat. And
And
that's
there's a
why I
lot of
mean
problems we could easily solve if you ate right.
I think
Hell,
one of the
somebody,
best things about this pandemic, Golden Corral is not open.
That is
yes it
good.
is. Yes it is.
That is probably one of
Yes it
the
is.
biggest blessings of this pandemic right now. Golden Corral is closed.
I drove
Now
past there the other day.
I was just out there because I had to go to I had to go to Target and pick up my outfit for tomorrow.
And listen, what you're
That it
not
would
about to
explain.
do is blame Golden
It's a onesie,
Corral because Golden Corral has healthy food options. They got
It
fruit
does.
and stuff, but
but
but but it's supply and demand. They see what people want to eat the most of, so that's what they put out the most of. And
Like
in
and they've
they put
used
out
America,
that
that.
as an
we
excuse.
mostly want to eat meat. We want to eat meat and fried foods. We don't want to eat more veggies than we eat meat. And this is a big reason why we're so angry and why we got so many problems. For one, our slaughterhouses are horrific. So we got all types of fear chemicals being pumped into animals as they're dying. Because this is what happens to you when you die. Your brain pumps chemicals into your body to try to do things and save you and whatnot, right? So the animals are dealing with this. They high on all of the fear chemicals and whatnot that run in your body, all the fear hormones that get released in your body, on top of whatever else they're putting in these things to try to keep them alive in the first place, drugs and all that other. And we eat that. You are what you eat. So you are eating something that was in a constant state of fear before it died. Nobody's really thinking about what your food is doing to you in the long term or what it's doing to you in that kind of effect because it's hard to really quantify these things. But you can't tell me that eating.
Was it? Did you go out?
Yeah, he zoned out for a bit. But I see what you're saying. We see what you're saying. Um,
Yeah, it's a lot, and I don't see us really getting to that solution. We can talk about the solution all we want to till we're blue in the face, but
you can talk about solutions for anything.
we're so deep in a trench now that if we were to find that solution, we'd have to start with our youth.
Remember when Michelle Obama tried to
As
get
they ridiculed
they
her
tried to she tried to
to
start an eat healthy program
death.
for kids, and they went and
They
everybody white
they
people went ballistic.
smeared her so bad for that campaign,
You remember
and
that?
she was on point with it.
She was. She tried to
That
fight.
might have been one of the best things I've seen come out of that out of that administration.
She tried. This woman really tried to fight childhood obesity, and the whole country said no. That's hilarious.
It's like, no, I want my child to be you without saying it. You literally said, "Let my child be obese."
That's the worst. That
I'm
was the
like,
absolute. That's,
what? That's stupid. Use your common sense.
seriously, like how? Like you would think like if anybody has the best interest of their child at heart, it's parents. But then you remember all parents aren't fit to be parents, and he's gone. Shit. Well, thanks Isaiah for joining in with us.
Well, let's get to these NFL real quick.
Okay.
Uh,
Trevon
so
Diggs
let's
is a
actually cover
dog.
some of the
He's
stuff from last
awesome.
week. So we lost Russell Wilson.
Oh, he's out for the season?
Well, not for the season, but it could be between 4 and 8 weeks.
Yeah.
So I was expecting a Seahawks win on my birthday. I don't think that's happening.
What are you doing for your birthday, by the way?
Church, and I don't know.
All
Watching Seahawks on Sunday night.
I might pull up for church that day for your birthday.
Thank you. So we're gonna watch the Seahawks lose to Ben Roethlisberger.
Fine. Yeah, screw it. Let's make a day out of it. Yeah. Screw it. Yeah, Well,
All right.
yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
Device not connected. I'll let it in. All right, so the Cowboys looked really, really good.
We're looking consistent, and I
Yeah,
love the
and that
consistency.
defense. And I have to say it now. I don't know if it's the fact that he has a son that he's gonna have to put money into, but Trevon Diggs is balling.
I think it's because um we finally. I don't even know if it's Dan Quinn.
It's Dan Quinn.
It's got to be. It's something.
I told you when y'all signed him. I said you're gonna get one of two Dan Quinns. You're gonna get either the Dan Quinn that led the Seattle Seahawks to 2 Super Bowls and won one in convincing fashion. Might I add that defense was the reason why that game was won,
Or the Dan Quinn
or the Dan Quinn
that
that
got
blew
Tom
a
Brady
25-point lead.
Yeah, which we didn't.
Right
want,
now, it looks like you're getting Super Bowl contender Dan Quinn,
which is good. Which is good.
which is why I think the Cowboys have a legit chance to go to Super Bowl.
Which
I'm not saying they're the favorite in the NFC, but they are one of the 3 teams that I could say could possibly be the team. Right now, it's the Cardinals, the Cowboys, and the Buccaneers.
Hey, I want you to know that I've never heard that statement before in my life, and somebody
What?
actually be serious.
What, the Cowboys have a chance to go to Super Bowl?
Yes, I ain't never heard that before. Unless
And
it
I'm
was a
typically a
Cowboys
Cowboy
fan
fan.
talking out the side of their neck. I ain't never heard nobody actually say that seriously.
I've never. You
Y'all
know me
must
for a
really
long
be
time, and
doing
I've
good.
never said that.
They got
But-
this quarterback, Trevon Diggs. He out here balling like he need to make some money.
By the way, side note, you know who else is balling? Western Branch. Football is balling.
Yeah.
Right.
So my other younger brother is one of the coaches over there. They're doing a pretty good job.
Really?
Yeah. Brandon,
Yeah, I went
Brandon coaches
to
over there.
I went to homecoming and watched them.
It
Dog.
went 63-0 or something, right? It was 63-7.
The final score was 63-6, and I'm like, yo, somebody throwing the towel. Like this is
Bro,
this is not cool.
they've been doing a lot of teams dirty this year.
I'm really looking forward to doing Oscar Smith.
It
Smith
wasn't
got
even
shut out
close.
this year.
I saw.
Yeah, by some California school, something like that.
No,
And that's the only points they've allowed. No, I'm lying. They've allowed. So in all the games they played, they've allowed 52 points. 49 was scored by the team that shut them out.
Which
And
is
the only
crazy. Oh my god.
That's wild.
So
The only team
in other
Western
games.
Branches lost to was Indian River, and right? Was it Indian River?
They're undefeated.
Yeah, they lost
thought they
to
beat-
Indian River,
they beat-
and they only lost by
I
like
thought they
a
beat
touchdown,
River.
I think.
That's
No,
the
not
other way
Indian River.
around. I feel like they beat River and it was 14-7. Because that was
No, we
recent.
beat,
Stacks was telling me about
Who was
that.
it then? Who was it then?
No, was it Hickory or Indian River?
They lost to
Hickory's up
somebody.
next. They did
Hold
lose
on, I'm
one
about to
game.
pull the
though.
schedule up.
I know they got Oscar Smith at the end of the season, and I'm going to that game.
Is that at Branch or Smith?
It's at Branch. Yeah.
All right, I got the schedule now. So we're 6-1. So we lost to Kings Fork,
There we go.
which is their beast.
And
Yeah,
they
we beat
killed.
Indian River. We have
Who did-
Hickory this week.
Who did they kill at homecoming? It was like 63-6.
Great Bridge.
Yeah, that's who.
Yeah.
That's who it was. Man,
Oh,
they.
the scores that we've had.
them.
So we beat Churchland 20-14. I'm sorry.
It's okay. That was a good game. And
yeah.
we didn't get shut out. They shut out like the next 5 teams or something like that. It was wild.
We beat Granby 28-0. Nasman beat 23-0. Grassfield beat 41-0.
Jesus.
Crazy.
Kings Fork came in and smacked the 17-3.
That's not getting. First of all, if you lose 14 points, that's
We
not
got
getting smacked.
defensively smacked.
Fair enough.
You definitely got smacked though. I mean,
If you don't score 3 points, you got smacked. There ain't no way around
yeah.
it.
The best you could do was a field goal.
63 from Great Bridge, and then 14-7 on Indian River, and then Hickory this week. I may be going to the last 2 games.
Who's the game after Hickory?
Creek, which I'm going to see Creek play anyway on Friday because I'm going to Nance's homecoming, and then Smith. It's
And Smith,
evidently a neutral game.
where's it at? It's not at Western Branch.
I don't see where it's gonna be at.
They had one game over at ODU Stadium earlier this year, so I might do that again.
Wait, that's the All-Star quarter, and I don't see where the game's gonna be at.
Well, wherever it is, I'm going because I don't want to miss that. I don't want to miss Western Branch being good for the first time in my lifetime.
No, they were good our freshman year.
Our freshman year, they weren't good. When I was a freshman in high school, I forgot we had sports. I was just worried about ROTC, and I
We
kept
were
and I
good into
kept
the playoffs when we got smacked by Bethel. I should say that.
and
Yeah,
then
we
like
got smacked several times when we were in high school. We were decent when I was there. For like the best that happened, we tied for district champs when I was in school.
and then like
And we
I'm
tied
hoping and
because
then
Hickory had beat Oscar Smith. We didn't even tie 100% off our own merit. We tied just because of the point system. If Hickory hadn't have beat Smith, we wouldn't have tied.
Right.
at the very least, I wanted by senior year going all this. By junior year, pep rally started to mean something, and then I heard, oh, we got destroyed at the same night at a pep rally. I'm like, what's the point, man? What's the point?
Bro, yeah. We
Like
played
that's how I
off
felt my
Smith One
senior year. We sat up there in the
homecoming, and they beat us
stands, looking
63
at the
to
band,
0.
all that, and I'm like, man, I'm like looking at everybody's like, y'all know this
We were
is pointless,
trash
right?
for our senior year. We won 2 games our senior year.
I say, y'all, it's like we were sitting in the stands, whole school out there for pep rally. We all like, y'all know this doesn't matter, right? Y'all know we're gonna get smacked later tonight, right?
It's okay. We never had a year like they had in 2018.
How bad was that?
How many? Let's just say they didn't win a game.
Hey, yo, we beat them in 2018. I remember that.
It was so bad that we lost to Great Bridge, who's usually like the worst team in the city.
It's because Great Bridge is in our conference. We're a conference below y'all. We're a smaller school. And normally that's how it goes. The lower conferences are normally not as good as the higher ones. Like Smith is I feel like Smith is like 6A. That's why most of their games, they're not even playing a lot of teams around here. They just play some of them because they're close. But
See, Smith is they constantly have team players coming in there and just be possible to make the league. They had Philip Sims
they've
who
been
got
harnessing. Sims
tryout.
was nasty in high school, but then he was kind of garbage in college.
Who?
Sims.
Philip Sims.
But then he had a tryout with the Cardinals at one point.
He did?
Yeah.
Word. It was a couple guys. It was a quarterback. I was there. I don't know. He was kind of washed up.
I think the last player from Branch was Blah.
Yeah.
Which is so funny because I live in the same neighborhood he grew up in.
So Brandon was close though.
Yeah, I saw. I was really hoping he was going to make it.
Brandon had tried out for the Eagles, so he was close. I feel like they had a couple other people. We had somebody running the Olympics though. Track team was out here balling. Breon.
I mean, but we got to remember who our coach was.
Yes, indeed, Claude
The
McKinney,
GOAT.
the GOAT. My man got 22 or so state championships while he was at Western Branch. Don't nobody do that, bro.
Nobody
does that. Nobody's going to do that again.
No.
Oh no.
I don't see. Not in my lifetime. Not in our lifetime.
Yeah.
You know what the previous record was before Took set it at 20, 22 or 23 state championships?
What?
It was 8.
Bro, every time I see him, I let him know how legendary he is. That's how legendary he is.
He's legendary, bro.
And
all
I see him.
All we literally had was track and ROTC, and I say that as somebody who saw the success we had in ROTC.
I will say, I don't think it wasn't really talked about a lot at school, but y'all had like 2-3 trophy cases. So,
Yes.
So you are saying something.
We had trophies
nobody
in the
paid
cases
attention.
outside in the school. Then the rest of them were in the classroom, like on a shelf in the classroom.
Oh yeah.
That's how many trophies we had.
I know.
Like,
I never went in there.
People forgot people
Yeah.
forgot we existed, or look at us like we were weird.
You
How do you
were,
think we felt?
but it's okay.
Well,
We were the outcasts of the school.
Hey,
I
were
wouldn't
you
know it
in
that
band
bad.
in high
There's
school?
no
Yes.
way.
I didn't start getting respect for being in band until I got to college.
Because
Well,
that's
you
'cause
went
was
to
in band at
NSU.
Western
That's
Branch,
automatic.
bro.
Like he went to NSU. Like you're gonna get respect for that because that's all y'all
You
have
better.
at NSU is the band.
The football team is actually pretty good this year.
I'm just saying, like,
Football team has a
am I
chance to win the
wrong?
MEAC. Not there's anything in the MEAC to
Hey,
win.
bro, as
because
long
all
as
the teams are
A&T
gone.
still in the MEAC, y'all ain't got no chances, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, you right.
As long as A&T in the MEAC, you ain't got no chances. And that's a
You right.
proud Aggie alum saying that.
You right. I ain't
Proud
gonna take that
Aggie
from you.
alum.
I ain't
You
gonna take that from
can't.
you.
We
I can't take that
cold
from you.
right
Y'all got a man in
now.
the league.
I
Well, we got a
love
man in the league too. I have to say we have a player in the league too.
All right, did y'all
And
have
our player and
anybody
our man
running
in the
the
league is
Olympics?
playing.
Did you have anybody running the Olympics?
I think we did not so long ago, did we?
I'm talking about this one.
Oh, I don't know. Where did LaShawn go?
That was years ago. That was a real long time ago. That does not count anymore. Although I will give you that. But
Did he
at
go to
the
Norfolk State?
time that LaShawn Merrick went to Norfolk State, y'all had one of the best coaches in the world. And that's
Wait, did he go to
not
Norfolk State?
even, huh?
Did he go to Norfolk State?
LaShawn? I feel like he did for a little while. I think he did.
No, he went to ECU.
LaShawn went
We
to
had that.
ECU.
We went to East Carolina.
He didn't run for that was Riggs. Yo, so there was a coach that was at Norfolk State though, because Tukes ran at Norfolk State, and the coach that he had coached my man that dude coached like 5'6" gold medalist Olympians out here, like
I feel
Casso
like that
setting
should
the
be the new
world
measure
record in
at
the
this
100.
point. How many? I love how that's a new measure. How many players did you get in the league? Well, how many gold medals do you have?
I mean,
That's
that's
what I'm going
because
to.
ASC
But
has produced.
But to that point, Norfolk
Who's
State
going?
did have a really top tier track program because I mean, their coach was the Olympic coach. He trained a long list of Olympians, a long list of gold medalists, and a list of cats that set the world record in the 100, 200, 400. Like, yeah. So y'all did have that one. I will give you that. But we had several cats running the Olympics this year. So
That's good. That's good.
Anyway, we out here.
And by the way, we have a Pro Bowler coming from Norfolk State as well. You know he don't play no more.
It's more of a "what have you done for me lately" kind of thing.
Well, we got I don't know.
I'm just saying that's what
I
it
don't
is.
know if I should say what team he plays for, but he's in the league right now.
I mean, that's still gangster, dog. You made it
He
to the
played for the
league. That's
Lions.
cold blooded. They're garbage right now.
They're garbage right now. Yeah,
They're good garbage. Like they lose good games. Like they make games interesting. They just haven't won a game. Like this last week,
Dolphins a couple years ago.
Right. They lost his last game by a late field goal at the end of the game. To a team that usually misses clutch field goals. Maybe it's because they don't have Blair Walsh nowadays. Who misses like a 30-yard field goal in the playoffs.
It's that pressure. Leave me alone.
No, I'm still mad about the fact that we don't have Russell Wilson next week.
Anyway,
this man has played almost 10 years without a single missed game. And doggone Aaron Donald's arm had to be in the way. Can't stand Aaron Donald.
Fellas, I love you. I gotta get back to adulting out here.
I heard that. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, man. You appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all for having me. As
no
usual,
problem.
We were all over the place.
Yes. You already know. You see the name of this. You see the name of the podcast.
Yeah,
Unbounded. Yeah, we went everywhere. Today, definitely for sure. This was good times, man. It's good talking to y'all. Y'all fellas stay healthy out here, dog.
All right, bro. You too, man.
Love y'all, man. Take care.
Love you too.
Peace.
All right. So we got tomorrow, Buccaneers Eagles.
I as much as I want the Eagles to win,
We're going Buccaneers. Come on.
but they're not.
They're gonna win. It's okay. You can say it.
Give me the
You're not
Bucks.
going. You're not going to explode.
Give me the Bucks.
Here we go. Dolphins, Jaguars.
I want the Jags to be good. Like I
I want the
want.
Jazz to be good so bad so Tony Khan can shut up.
I mean,
I want Tony Khan to shut up about
you just wanted to get off his high. You want him to get off his high horse.
Yeah, I was.
Which
really
I admit he
close-
is on a high horse, right?
I was so close to retweeting, quote tweeting, saying, "Can the Jags win a game so Tony Khan can shut up about WWE?" I need him to brag about his Jaguars a little bit.
I want, but I do want the Jags to be good though. Like I want Trevor Lawrence, not even just the Jags. I want Trevor Lawrence to be good.
It's okay. I think I have the first. I think I have the game where they're finally going to win again. I think I know when they're going to win the game.
Which one?
It's going to be in week 8, I believe.
Who do they play?
Do you really want to know?
The Jets?
No,
The
the
Lions?
Seahawks. I got the Jags beating this week 8, dog.
Yeah, I want the Jags.
That's how
to win.
down bad we are.
I want the Jags to win. I'm going with the Jags over the Dolphins.
By the way, they're at 20 straight losses. We're not
Ooh.
satisfied with 1-0.
Ugh.
We're so not satisfied with 1-0. We're going to lose 20 straight. But yeah, I'm going Dolphins here. Bengals, Lions. I'm sorry.
Bengals.
I'm sorry, Detroit. We're gonna have to see Dan Campbell cry another week.
The Bengals have hit their stride. Like
Oh, yeah.
Joe Burrow is really starting to hit the stride, and I love it.
A protected Joe Burrow is a problem.
Yes, we saw that
yeah.
at LSU.
Oh yeah. So Dan Campbell's gonna cry another week.
Yep.
This is a game that I'm really interested in. Chargers, Ravens. Can the Ravens hold the Chargers down? Because we saw what the Chargers did against the Browns. I mean, there was no defense to just be spoken of at all in that game.
I'm gonna go Justin Herbert and the Chargers though. I'm gonna go Chargers.
I'm gonna say the Ravens in another late game arose by Lamar Jackson. He's been very quietly one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now.
Oh, I mean,
Have you seen the stats?
I have not.
This man has more yards himself than 18 teams.
That's
So it's 18 teams than Lamar Jackson.
a lot. That's
That's-
a lot.
That's insane. And the fact that he's not in the conversation for MVP is criminal. Everybody's talking about Josh Allen and Kyler Murray, and they were at one point talking about Nat Stafford, but I don't think he's talking about him as much. But Lamar Jackson should be in the conversation, like expeditiously. I'm going Ravens though. Football team versus the Chiefs. Who gets back to 500? I'm going Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Now, I think it's going to be a shootout.
Yes.
Because
I
both
feel like
people-
Taylor Heineke is going to show out.
I mean, it's the Chiefs defense. If there's one defense worse than the Seahawks defense right now, it's the Chiefs. But I got Chiefs in a shootout. Packers Bears. This is my
Packers.
defensive struggle of the week.
Packers. Going with the Packers.
I'm calling upset.
You're going with the Bears.
I'm going with my boy Justin. I think Justin pulls it off. Blowout time. Giants Rams.
Rams. Why did I have to think about that? I'm going with the Rams.
Yeah, why did you? I said blowout.
Yeah, Rams easily.
Another blowout. Well, I don't know. Texas Colts, because General Mills kind of went off against the Lally Low.
I'm going with the Colts.
You know what? I'm gonna do it. Give me Texans. The Colts are in that conversation of teams that just find ways to lose this year,
Oh, boy.
and we saw it Monday with Blankenship. Vikings Panthers. I think the Panthers are showing their frauds, but
Vikings. I'm going with the Vikings.
the Vikings defense is not good, and Sam Darnold has been exposing not good defenses. I'm going with Panthers. I think this is a bounce back game for the Lego police officer. Cardinals Browns. Oh my lord,
That's a shootout.
I don't know. That Cardinals defense is pretty solid. One or two good stops could be that deciding factor. And if I got to depend on a team to make some defensive stops, it's the Cardinals.
I'm taking the Cardinals anyway.
If Kyler is as banged up as he was last week, this could swing Cleveland's way. I'm gonna say Cleveland pulls it off. I'm gonna go Cleveland here.
I'm gonna stick with the Cardinals.
Cowboys Patriots.
I'm going with us, obviously. Matt, because
I'm going to say it now. I do not think Trevon Diggs gets the picks this week.
I do think it's going to be tough, but I'm sticking with us. And that's not biased, but it's like...
No, I agree with you.
I don't see Dak Prescott slowing down. Plus, our running back duo is... I know I haven't seen an answer for it, except in week 1.
But here's the thing, because Zeke is more north south now compared to what he was.
Yes.
So he's not going to be all flashy, and then he'll tire you out. You know what it reminds me of? And I'm sticking with the Cowboys. Julius Jones and Marion Barber.
Yep.
Just better.
Yes, because Julius had speed, but
Julius Jones was this version of Pollard.
Yeah, and
And
Marion Barber was the power
Zeke.
guy.
And Zeke is he's more power based, seems like to me.
Yes.
So I mean Zeke is fast, don't get me wrong. And Zeke can catch. Well, so can Pollard. So it's like if you stop one, there's no guarantee you're gonna stop both. And if you stop both of them, you still got to deal with Amari Cooper, Dalton Schultz, CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Gallup. And
Yeah.
if you stop all of them at the same time,
Here's the fun thing about that. We don't even have Michael Gallup. So we've been dealing with Cedric Wilson, Noah Brown, don't forget Blake Jarwin, Dalton Schultz.
which I was mad he didn't get any play last week.
He didn't. Dalton Schultz did. Jarwin didn't. Not much.
Yeah, because I started Schultz.
Ooh.
No, I started Jarwin.
Ah.
And if it weren't for Pittman, I would have beat Breon this week. So that's why he was making that statement Tuesday, because
Yo, he scared me half to death, bro.
yeah, I woke up to it, I was like, wait, what? And then he was like, no, I was just talking about the game. I was like,
This man,
because he already know how this is gonna go. Because we'll probably play each other again. I'm gonna beat him again. If we meet in the playoffs, it's gonna be.
this man scared me. I was about to drive to wherever he is in
I was
Roanoke.
about to pull up a Roanoke.
Wait, do you know where he lives in Roanoke?
No.
Oh, well, I was about to pull up and drive all over Roanoke till I found his house and like kicking a door somewhere.
He knows what's up.
Scared me, bro.
Let's see what else we got before we get on out of here.
Yeah.
Because we are at
I know
2 minutes,
Bills.
2 hours.
I know who the Bills.
All right, so
playing this week?
we're at the prime games now. So Raiders Broncos. Who is the least fraudulent of the two?
I think the Broncos are the least fraudulent. I don't think the Raiders are going to be shaken by. I think the Raiders are going to be shaken by what's going on off the field.
Right, because Crosby, was it Max Crosby?
Yeah.
He didn't practice today.
Yeah.
He
So
took a mental day,
see,
which I think I don't know.
That's going to shake your team.
Maybe it was to avoid media having to answer questions that he didn't want to talk
here's
about.
the important thing about that. Whatever his reason is, I hope he's okay.
I hope he's okay.
Because especially with the comments coming out and being the man that he is, the strong individual that he is, because it takes somebody with strength to do what he did.
Yeah.
You know, and that's good. You know, I hope he's okay.
And I asked the question. I was being legit when I asked. I'm like, did any black individuals take time off too? Because then you got the majority of that team is black. So imagine what they were thinking as well as Crosby.
Yeah, but I hope he's okay. Hope he finds
So
his strength.
I think you're going to see a big decline in that team over the next few weeks. So I got
Broncos. The way I heard somebody put it this way, that that the thing about the Raiders is, who was the Raiders' identity for most of the time the franchises existed? Al Davis. He was the identity of that team. And then when he passed, they didn't really have anything to latch onto. Not a player. Well, they had Khalil Mack, but that didn't last long. You know,
and his son is nowhere near what his father was.
Exactly. And then they didn't have like something to stand out. So when they brought in Jon Gruden, they brought him in with the intention of the team is going to rally around him, and there's that organization. When people look at the organization, they're going to say, "Oh, the Raiders are defined by Jon Gruden. Jon Gruden defines the Raiders."
And they had an identity in the Gruden Grinders.
Exactly. And then now they're back to being without an identity. And I don't know, at this point, I don't know where it comes from.
Me neither.
I really don't. Save from
maybe they get Dabo.
Maybe. Say aside from that,
or do you go with that trope of trying to bring in an old college, a college great? Because we've seen how spare a few years to Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll has not been that good.
You don't want to get. First of all, you don't want to get somebody who doesn't want to be there.
Right.
You know, you don't want to get I don't see a top college. I'm thinking about all the top college coaches right now. I don't see them leaving their programs to come coach the Raiders. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because mind you, they got Urban Meyer out of retirement to coach the Jaguars because nobody coach was going to take that spot. If any coach which blows my mind, that we got Mike McCarthy, but I'm pretty sure any coach would have taken the Cowboys job if Jerry would have put out enough, you know?
Yeah.
Well, that too, but I'm just saying, but nobody's no current coach, not Dabo, definitely not Nick Saban,
I don't think Nick Saban ever wants to try NFL again.
I'm just saying, definitely not Nick Saban, not Dabo, not the dude not the person at Iowa right now, not Lincoln Riley, not Ryan Day at Ohio State, maybe Jim Harbaugh if for some reason he doesn't, well, they're undefeated right now, but if for some reason he doesn't succeed at Michigan, maybe.
I can see Harbaugh coming back to the league.
I'm saying that's only if he doesn't succeed as Michigan, because mind you, he hasn't beaten Ohio State since he's been in Michigan.
Oh no, I don't see it happen. Well, it may happen this year.
That's a big part of being at schools like that. Like if you're the head coach of Auburn, what is your one goal? Beat Alabama or beat Georgia. If you're the head coach of Miami, what is your goal? Not be trash.
Yeah. But speaking of college coaches, do you think that what's his name again for the Jaguars? I can't.
Urban Meyer.
Do you think he may have been? Where do you rank him on the worst college great coaches when it comes to horrible experiences in the NFL because you got to remember you got him, Nick Saban,
What's the
Bobby
other dude?
Petrino.
Petrino. I was gonna say Chip Kelly
Chip Kelly, which Chip
because he's
Kelly
back at UCLA
had
now.
a playoff season.
Wait, right? Isn't Chip Kelly at UCLA?
Yes.
Then Chip Kelly. There's the other. Who's the other dude at LSU? Not Chip Kelly. Before Ed Ogeron at LSU. Not Nick Saban. Oh my gosh. Les Miles. There you go.
Where was he
But
at?
he was at LSU, but he didn't go pro. But like he's at Kansas now anyway. But like I think he ranks, considering his college reputation,
Which is not that good either.
Urban Meyer's college reputation. I mean, he got those trophies with Ohio State when the first year of the playoff.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like just people that he's had on his team. The track record of his players is not.
No,
good.
I'm talking about him as a coach. Him as a coach,
Okay.
he led national championship teams, like you said, Florida with Tebow. You know, he led Ohio State to their successful seasons, their undefeated seasons, and all that. He did have that controversy where that one of his coaches was in domestic violence, and whether he chose not to say anything about it or whatever, he didn't bring it up, and it cost him.
The loudest thing you could ever do is be silent.
Yeah, and so I think him and Saban are right up there. I think Saban is close to the top of that.
Petrino thing.
Well, that too. So probably Petrino.
Petrino is probably my number one right now.
He was not great.
Carroll is towing the line of that list, dog.
But he has a
Yeah,
championship.
he had the 2 Super Bowl appearances and the Super Bowl ring, but everything else around it, bro, and even his first run wasn't good. And so you think about, I know it's the running joke, but you think about Super Bowl 49 and just the decline from Super Bowl 49 till now. He's had quite a tumultuous run outside of the success of the amazing 2012 draft.
Yeah.
No, his draft between 2010 and 2012 has been the best thing that's happened to him. When you think about all the players that have come along, I don't think he drafted Earl Thomas, but Richard Sherman,
Yeah.
Cam
Sherman.
Chancellor,
Yep.
Russell Wilson,
Yep.
KJ Wright, Bobby Wagner, the pillars of what made Seattle, along with Earl Thomas, who was already there, Brandon Browner, until he left and then is in jail now.
Ooh.
The days that he's brought in that weren't even supposed to be good. Mike Williams for that 1 year. Well-known draft bust, came in and had by far his best year of his entire career. And that was after cutting TJ Houshmandzadeh, which I thought was stupid. And it turned out to be I was the stupid one in that situation. So all that success, then you think about things that happened after that, the rapid decline of LOB. You had what? Sherman and Chancellor injured in the same game. Their season's done in the same game. And that was it. And then the Earl Thomas situation where he was supposed to get traded the day before, didn't get traded and broke his leg. And then flicked off, then shot the finger on the way into the locker room. And that was the last impression of Earl Thomas in Seattle. You think about all the turmoil that was kept under wraps because they were winning. So a lot, and then now you're starting to see where we are now with the Russell Wilson saga over the offseason. And how that's led to now Russell Wilson not being there. And our O-line still isn't really fixed. And let's be real, if it weren't for Russell Wilson, I would say we'd probably have all but one of our playoff berths taken away. Since Super Bowl 49. We'll probably make the playoffs that next year. After that, it'll be done. We'll be right back to where we were in 2009.
Which is trash.
08, 09, 3 and 13. No, my fault. That was the year that we drafted Eric Curry. Whew. Sounds like Jordan Brooks to me. Which is another thing, that his first round draft picks are usually not good. You want to know who our first round, the best first round, and I would think that was him. I think the best 2 first round draft picks we've had in the last 15 years were not him.
We're not Russell?
Were not Pete Carroll.
And
they were both in the same year. Let me look it up. Earl Thomas and what's his name? Russell Okung.
Oh.
You know what? Never mind. It was was that his first year? Yeah, it was his first year. So his first year was his best year with drafting. Earl Thomas and Russell Okung. After that, I don't know what to tell you. No, it wasn't. Hold on. 2010 Seattle Seahawks. Yeah, it was. Because he did 2010. 2010 was the year we went 7-9 to beat the Saints, and then next year we went 7-9 again. This might be the worst year under Pete Carroll, record wise. I could definitely see us dropping the next 3 games. Steelers, Saints, Jaguars, and I already told you what I think. What? We got one more game.
That should be fine, I think.
We'll see. Bills, Titans, Bills. Titans defense isn't good.
Yeah, Bills.
Josh Allen's playing like a straight up animal.
Is Josh Norman on the
Josh
Cardinals?
Norman is on he's in the NFC West now.
Yeah, he's on the Cardinals, I think, now, right?
It's either them or because he didn't play. He was injured or something, I heard. No, he plays for the 49ers.
Ah, okay. So he's not.
Because I remember that
he's not getting. So he's not getting sun this year. That's good.
No, I think they still do play the Titans. I think the 49ers play the Titans this year because we play the that division. So I'm waiting. You know that game is gonna be fun to watch. But yeah, I agree with you there. Anything else you want to talk about?
We'll do the UFC card as time gets closer. I do want to talk about how Maki Ito had a match of the year this weekend and prove that she's not just like a good character, which her character work is great. She's actually a great wrestler, regardless of what promotion she's in. So yeah. I watched that. Look for it. Maki Ito versus Miyu Yamashita. Very good piece of work. Very good. Definitely will probably change your mind about, her character work versus, her in-ring work. Very well done. Very well done match. So, also, that's all I got. Also, we have Noah. There's a new champion in Noah. The new world champion in Noah. Katsuhiko Nakajima defeated Naomichi Marufuji. So there's a new GHC heavyweight champion.
Man, this AEW episode sucks this week. Akeem just sent me that the episode's been trashed so far.
Hey, that's all I got, bro.
All right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, no, there's no AEW on today. That's going to be on Friday and Saturday. Dynamite is on Saturday this week. I won't be watching any wrestling this weekend.
Yep, I will try not to give spoilers. Also, the G1 finishes.
I'm going to be following on the internet. Don't worry.
Your G1 finishes up next week too.
And Forget about it. Yes, I'm
Yeah.
on the
Who got
team.
put in that trunk?
Huh?
Who got put in the trunk?
I haven't seen everything yet, so I'm going to
Oh.
watch later. Probably tomorrow.
All right, very well.
So
All
we'll
right.
discuss that later. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, peace, love, Pop Tarts, and always drink water. We out here.
Peace.